And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Welcome back. Welcome to the show. And this is one of my favorite shows that I do annually. And I'm excited to have in the studio representatives of the local 4-H program, which is one of the youth programs that I just think offers such tremendous opportunities. They're endless through 4-H. So we're going to talk a little bit about that through the hour. But before we get in to introduce the guest, I want to remind everybody that attention boaters, if you're looking for a safe harbor during hurricane season or a top-notch boatyard to keep your vessel in tip-top shape, look no further than Indiantown Marina. Indiantown Marina is not just your average boat storage facility nestled in South Florida along the Okeechobee Waterway. They're a well-protected hurricane hull that savvy cruisers love to call home. We offer a full array of boatyard services or do it yourself. Reserve your safe hurricane harborage today, which doesn't end until November 30th. Let's hope they're done now. Or let Indiantown Marina be the ultimate caretaker of your vessel. For more information, call 772-597-2457 or visit IndiantownMarina.com. Also, don't forget about Susie Nash. She's heading back to the area. You're going to be able to hear her up at Archie's. Fantastic country singer, and she's in my age group, and it's just never too late to go after your dreams. And she's hitting the charts in the largest of ways on Spotify, where you can hear her music, and she's coming back from tour. Again, that's Susie Nash. And finally, Indiantown Marine Center strives to provide our customers with an efficient and user-friendly location for servicing and storing their vessels while still maintaining cleanliness, environmental quality, and safety. They provide dockage, travel lifts, workspace, long-term storage space, and other repair and maintenance services. Folks, Indiantown Marina and Indiantown Marine Center are two different companies, both located in Indiantown, and between the two of them, they can handle every size boat, from the smallest to the largest of yachts. So give both of those good folks a call. Indiantown Marine Center, 597-0800. Look them up online, IndiantownMarineCenterFL.com. So in the studio this morning, again, as I mentioned, we have 4-H, and this is an amazing program. They showcase their projects at the fair, which is going to be in February. I think it's the 15th this year, maybe. It's mid-February.
It starts the 14th, actually.
14th. Oh, on Valentine's Day this year. And they work all year just to showcase these products 1 week out of that year. And I have a couple of the 4-H members in the studio with me. To my very right is Ella Morey. She is president of the Martin County 4-H Teen Leadership Club and Boots and Buckles 4-H Club, a member of the Florida 4-H Executive Board, this year's first place recipient of the Florida 4-H Youth Speech Contest. Congratulations on that, Ella. And she is the current Miss Martin County Fair. Ella is also on the Martin County High School debate team and has been heavily involved in Visionary School of the Arts and has been a professional beekeeper. Ella exhibits art, poultry, game birds, swine, and sheep through 4-H. And also we have Kai Encomio. He is a member of the Junior Master Gardeners 4-H Club of Stewart and also has an interest in poultry and STEM projects. So, and in the middle, of course, we have their fearless leader, Dave Hafner. So, Dave, I appreciate you coming back again and bringing these wonderful 4-H members. Ella, I'm going to start with you. This is fantastic that you're here in the studio. I was talking with you ahead of the show a little bit about your beekeeping, but tell us why you're in 4-H and what it's meant to you.
So I started off 4-H about 6 years ago, and back then it was more about agriculture. So I started off showing chickens and goats, actually, but that quickly changed to showing up to 10 animals at a time at the fair. But now I actually focus more on the public speaking side of 4-H. So like you stated, I was the first place recipient for the speech contest, but 4-H has also prepared me to compete up to that level. So before that, I had to compete on a local level, a district level, the state level, and then of course I'll be heading to nationals at the Western National Roundup in January in Colorado, actually.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank
I can't wait to hear how you do, and make sure you let us know, because that's a huge achievement. Folks, as we talk with these youth, you can tell that 4-H is not just about animals, it's not just about vegetables, it is about everything. One thing that I'll talk to you, Kai, a little bit here, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kai, you mentioned that you do a lot of record keeping through your 4-H projects. So tell us a little bit about what that entails through 4-H.
Well, usually with record keeping, you need to do like a lot of pictures to record everything, and you really have to remember all the dates and everything. It requires a lot of like remembering and basically scrapbooking.
So this is fantastic because if you think about it, as they grow up and they become work their way into their professional lives, you're going to have to keep record keeping no matter what you do. So, Kai, what do you show in 4-H that you're keeping records on?
My chickens, really.
What kind of chickens do you have?
They're Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire mix.
So for the folks on the radio that don't know what color those chickens are, can you describe what makes a Rhode Island Red red and the New Hampshire, what color is that?
They're usually kind of like a gingerish color. Some are a bit darker. There's like a hint of red, but...
Beautiful. Now, do they have personalities that are individual, or are they all just kind of chickens and just birds out there that are wandering around?
Well, there's a couple of them that do have different personalities. We have the runt, who likes to just sneak into our patio. Very annoying because they poop all over the place. And we have these two that have their like comb kind of like just floppy. They're usually a bit like meaner, a bit more aggressive.
Sounds like those roosters out there that are a little territorial, huh?
Well, not exactly roosters.
No, really.
All hens.
All hens, and they're still territorial. So you never know what personality you're going to have out there.
And then one is just normal chicken, and the other's a bit slow to really think and process everything that's going on. So we have to kind of grab it when we install the new door.
So you see, folks, it's a little bit fun here with 4-H because just like people, animals have all kinds of different personalities, and that's the wonderful thing with 4-H. You learn to work with different kinds of personalities and bring out the best, no matter who it is or what it is, right?
Yeah.
Ella, so you were the Miss Martin County Fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that, and I think there's a deadline coming up for girls that want to apply this year.
Yep, so I believe this Thursday is the deadline to apply for this year, and honestly, it was a great experience overall. I was a little nervous going to the pageant. It was my first one, and I wasn't sure if I would be quite prepared, but honestly, the people there did a really good job at creating a good environment where we were all having fun. We were going to dance practices to rehearse for the dance that we actually do there, and it was a great experience. And then after that, obviously, I had the opportunity to represent Martin County. I went to the Memorial Day Parade, did some drives and fundraisers, and it was a great time.
Now, you get some scholarship through that as well, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So what would you say to girls, and do you have to be in 4-H first of all to apply, but what would you say to girls that are thinking about it?
So you don't have to be in 4-H to apply. You do have to attend the Martin County Fair to represent it. But to anyone looking to apply, I would say just go out and do it. You know, I actually got some of my friends just yesterday to apply. It's a great opportunity. There's money incentives, and you get a good bond with the girls who are participating.
A lot of sisterhood there going
Yes.
on, right? So it's a lot of fun, and I know you do some dance routines, and it's held on the stage, I think, at the Lyric Theater, so
Yes.
it's just a lot of fun, and it's really a fantastic program for our youth here in the area. Ella, you said you started out in 4-H, you showed a lot of animals. Tell us, because you've been in 4-H for a little while, expanding your horizons, I like to think about with 4-H. When you joined, what made you get into different areas? What was it about 4-H that said, hey, I'd like to try this? And it does give you those opportunities.
So I definitely started out actually just horse riding, and my horse riding instructor had introduced me to 4-H and her 4-H troop. And then from there, you know, I had always been interested in art. I've been taking art classes since I was right around 4 years old. So that was something that I quickly learned that it would provide me with opportunities to showcase. So I could showcase my art. There were some cash incentives through the Martin County Fair, separate organizations. But from there, I was able to get involved in different aspects. And there are a lot of opportunities. We have an archery club, which I'm not a part of and don't know much about, but that's an area of interest that people can participate in. And then especially for public speaking, like I've stated, there's lots of different opportunities, and it even encouraged me to do contests outside of 4-H, like through the Farm Bureau Association.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic. And as you listen to Ella today, and as she talked about being on the debate team and public speaking, you can really see your skills shine through today. And how has 4-H helped you develop those skills?
So like I said, just providing me with the opportunities to get more practice, and then in addition to that, through our teen leadership club and things like that, we do different workshops and different activities to help build up our public speaking. And it's made me more confident in debate, and it's given me the opportunity to even compete outside of the state. So last year for debate, I competed at George Mason University, and that's something that I think I couldn't have done if not for the experience in 4-H.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. And you belong to the debate team on your high school as well,
Yes.
which is Martin County High.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's coming up through there? I'm sure, your debate skills, this is something that you're going to use. Again, this is what I love so much about 4-H. You use it in your skills throughout life. So here you are, even with Martin County High, you're going to different competitions and with your debate team, and
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you're a shining star there. Kai, let's go back to you for a little bit because we talked about the poultry, the chickens, but what about your STEM? What are you doing there? What kind of projects?
Well, like I do a lot of plant sales, and I'm the treasurer, so I do a lot of like transactions with people. It gives me a lot of entrepreneurial skills and social skills because I get to talk to a lot of people. And when we do our sales, it's right next to the master gardener, so they're always happy to help out and give us some tips.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you have somebody kind of guiding the way should you need it, but I bet you also give them some tips as well. It's a lot of fun. So tell me a little bit. I think you mentioned the master gardeners, but also with the plant sales. Are you doing anything with the citrus greening that's happened in the state of Florida?
Oh, so there's actually this project with 4-H where they give out sugar bells, and you take them home, you plant them, grow them, and you can either sell the tree or sell the fruit at the fair or any other time you can find it.
See, folks, this is why it's so important to really understand our 4-H groups that are around here. And David, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about folks joining 4-H because there's something for everybody. Mm-hmm. And again, they showcase it at the fair that Kai just mentioned. If you can, you need to get out and at least come to the fair at least one day a week, but for sure you can spend all week out there. There's a lot to see, and these kids work so hard all year long, and this is their time to showcase the projects, and you'll be so impressed with the youth. And David, tell us a little bit about the program, how many youth are in it, and how do they join?
Yeah, so I am the Martin County 4-H agent. I am a faculty member of the University of Florida, so I work here in Martin County in the extension office. So our job is to extend the research and education from the university into our community, and I do that through a youth development program through awesome youth like these guys. And so in the 4-H program, my job is to develop clubs, develop programs that we can use to engage the youth in our community. And so I've been the agent almost 2 years now, and when I came in, one of my goals was to increase our membership, but also increase the opportunities so that we could reach a broader range of kids in the community. We've always done an awesome job reaching the kids in our rural communities, but I really wanted to expand opportunities for the urban kids. And so that's been my goal, and this year we're really making a big stride towards that. As far as there are lots of different ways that 4-H can be put into the community. The more traditional way is our community clubs. Those are the clubs that are led by volunteers, where they'll have meetings after school hours in the evenings. So in that area, we have started several new clubs this year, including a canine club, a rifle club, we're about to start a fishing club. We have a new horse club that just started, a couple others. STEM club, we actually now have a STEM club. And then, so that's the community clubs. And we're also now in schools. We have started doing embryology projects in the classroom. So we've done out in Indiantown, in Palm City, in Stewart. We've joined classrooms both in traditional and non-traditional schools. So we're teaching kids through those about the life cycle of a chicken, how they go from an egg to a chick. So that's been a really awesome program. And so we're just growing. Like, we just started a club at Hopestown Elementary. They actually started a club of their own at Hopestown Elementary. So it's growing. If I were to count all the kids that we're working with, because we also do Martin County Parks and Rec after school, we're hitting around 3,000 kids this year.
Congratulations, David. Like you said, he was just in this position from 2 years ago. And if you can get your headsets, we have a phone call here from Thomas. But congratulations. That's an amazing number that you've grown this so much. And I love how you're reaching out to just everybody, like you said, the urban children as well, because in youth, there is something there for everybody. You don't have to raise a goat, a pig. You don't have to have a horse to be part of the 4-H experience. So, Thomas, appreciate you calling in today. How are you doing?
Hey, Casey, I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I am good. I believe this is Thomas Whitcup. He is running for U.S. Congress. So, folks, this is a really neat call because this is the youngest person running for the United States Congress in the country, and he's running right here in our district. So, Thomas, I've got a couple of youth here from 4-H. I've got Ella Morey and Kai Encomio. So, both of them, I hope I'm saying that right, Kai.
Yeah.
You know what, Thomas? You're just 25 yourself. Not so long ago, you were in their shoes, and just appreciate you calling in today.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and sing my praise to 4-H. They are incredible. You guys were just talking about the inclusivity and, the community and developing the skills and civic responsibility of young people. It is so important for the health of our country and the future of our country.
It truly is. It truly is. And I appreciate you calling in. They appreciate it as well. Kai or Ella, you have anything you want to say?
No, absolutely. I just wanted to comment on 4-H also working to destigmatize the agricultural industry. So, we've talked about how it opens all these different opportunities for us, but it also works to teach ethical practices in our future farmers and also make sure that the public actually understands the farm-to-table process.
That's actually a really big one, especially with agriculture in Florida. It's actually, isn't it our largest industry? We always think it's tourism, but I think agriculture.
It alternates between tourism, depending.
Okay.
Like during COVID, it was number one.
Okay, all right. So it goes back and forth, but so one or two. So incredibly important. And Ella, I'm glad you touched on that because that's always something that, especially here locally, we talk about a lot, the agricultural side of Martin County and then the coastal side. So, Thomas Whitcup, we wish you all the luck on your race. He was actually in the studio a couple weeks ago. You can look him up on my YouTube channel where he sat down in a full hour with me and talked and learned a lot about him. So Thomas Whitcup for Congress.
Yeah, thanks so much. And I just wanted to say that was a fantastic comment just now. I think that agriculture, like you said, oscillates between 1 and 2 of the industries in Florida. And it's so mysterious to so many people, but it's so central to everybody's life. So keep on learning. And if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to demystify the political process. So thanks so much for having me on the show, Casey. And you guys keep up the great work.
Always a pleasure, Thomas Whitcup. So, well, that was really neat. So it is political season, and of course we have an election next week. And I know that's something that, all of this kind of fits hand in glove, as you just mentioned, Ella. And I love that you brought in that we need to be able to focus on agriculture, how important it is. People sometimes want to actually vilify sometimes, and they shouldn't. Let's face it, we all eat every day, right? We couldn't do it without a farmer.
The industry.
Yep. There you go. 100% of the population, every one of us. It's as important as they are. So, absolutely fantastic. So, Kai, let's talk a little bit more. What made you decide to join 4-H?
Well, it's just there's so many things you can do within 4-H because it branches out to so many different opportunities. So, I'd say probably because of those opportunities and what it allows you to do.
And what do you say to your friends at school that say, hey, what are you doing in 4-H?
Well, I usually tell them about all the field trips we get to go on because of the money we raise at the plant sales and all the different guests that we have, every meeting that teaches all kinds of different things.
That's actually something you just touched on, and you talked about field trips. And Ella, you have a trip, as you mentioned, going out to Colorado.
Yes.
Where all have you been with 4-H?
So, for the most part, I've stayed in Florida for the competitions, but like you stated before, I am a beekeeper, so through 4-H, I've been encouraged to pursue that further. So I've gone to beekeeping conferences through Tennessee, Georgia, and I think at one point South Carolina. So, through 4-H, which pretty much contributed to my interest in beekeeping and helped me pursue that side of agriculture, I've been able to travel and get more knowledge about the beekeeping and pollinator industry.
There's just so many different topics of interest through 4-H. It's absolutely endless, and it's exciting. So, Ella, we were talking ahead of the show, and I'd love to have you back just to talk about beekeeping for a whole half hour, because I know we could, but briefly tell us about your operation.
Yep, so I started in 2015 in an HOA community actually with just one hive that my dad picked up from one of our tenants. And that ended up spiraling into us getting a farm and developing a larger organization. So at one point we had over 80 hives. I was visiting the Hope Sound Farmers Market selling my honey there. We actually sold a good portion of our hives to them, and since then we've worked to build it back up again. So farmers markets, we're actually even in a store now.
Wow, over 80 hives. All right, so where can people buy your honey?
We're at the Bougie Bath Cottage in Tequesta, Florida, and I think we're going to be starting up with the Hope Sound Farmers Market again in the upcoming months.
So with 80 hives, how much honey? I don't know if it comes in quarts or however you want to quantify it, but how much honey does that produce a year?
So there's a lot that goes into that actually. Generally, you're not just going to get a lot from one hive. You know, you only harvest up to 2 times a year, but in such a large quantity, you do get more. This year it's been hard to quantify because during the hurricanes and then even in an incident last year, we did actually have a lot of our hives end up in our pond.
Oh no.
Yes. So this year it's wavered a little bit, but
Okay.
you can expect quite a lot of honey from that amount.
Okay, that's incredible. I hope all the bees survived, or as many of them as possible. I'm sure
We
they all
recovered.
did, but yeah, okay. Anyways, David, what are the popular projects that you're seeing coming through 4-H, and is there any new ones that are expanding? We talk about, AI is a new technology. Is there 4-H is going to have a little handle on that?
Yeah, so as far as the popular projects here in Martin County, livestock is king here. When you come to the Martin County Fair and you see all those animals, by and large, those are going to be 4-H club members. They're either 4-H or FFA, Future Farmers of America. But you're going to see a lot of swine, a lot of cattle, a lot of poultry.
And organic, by the way, folks. That's the rage. So you'll get organic at the fair.
And then as far as AI, so 4-H started as a way to get better farming practices into our farms. The kids were taught so they could bring that home to their parents, who are the farmers. So we've always been at the front of improving things, and so AI is where we're at, and we're there with AI. We're leading the way. We're incorporating AI into our programming. I'm actually part of a program right now that is teaching AI in agriculture. Incorporating those programs. So that's something that's fresh. You're the first person I'm telling that we're getting ready to roll that out. So
That's
coming.
exciting. It's just a new technology it touches every part of our lives anymore. So, David, and if people want to join 4-H, where do they look?
So if you want to join 4-H, a simple search for Martin County 4-H on the internet will find us. You can contact me directly. My email is dhafner, Hafner, at ufl.edu. You can give me a call, 772-419-6965.
And Kai Encomio, I appreciate you coming in today. We
Thank
are
you.
excited to see what you bring to the fair this year. Again, that's going to be starting February 14th. It's a week,
Yeah.
of course, at our Martin County Fairgrounds over there on Dixie Highway. You want to shout out to anybody and say,
No, I think I'm good.
you're good, all right. And Ella Morey, you have a fan on here, Matt Burry. So Ella is the best. So, and I think that her resume kind of actually backs that up. So, Ella, thanks for coming in today. I'll let
Absolutely.
you. We got 20 seconds if you have a shout out for anybody.
Honestly, just shout out to David Hafner for being great, encouraging us to get involved, and then my parents for starting me out.
Thank you so much, Martin County 4-H. Dave Hafner, appreciate you coming in today and bringing these fantastic youth.